If what I said were like things other people say, I don't think I'd have to say anything about it. But because it's new and different, I have to say why I choose that, because if I don't, it might seem strange to a lot of people. I'm aware that some people have been saying things about me. I never defended myself against those things since I didn't think what they said had any authority. And I thought I'd made everyone aware that all I chose to say was so important that no one else would even try to say it. I thought that because of this people thought well of me. But now I sense that some people didn't think of me as I'd hoped, but for the most part believed the people who said those things about me. I could see, like I said, that more people than I thought were wrong about me, and I thought about how I could show them who I am, so that I don't get condemned like this without any say. I thought about it and realized that the only thing I could do was say something that would be an image of my thoughts and of me. I hoped that would be the best way for people to know me. I realized that if I were to say everything good about myself, I wouldn't be able to include everything I wanted, but then I thought I could say everything I wanted if I made up something that threatened me, and said what I wanted to say in the form of a defense, like now. Thinking that, I'm saying this. Please don't think less of what I say here than other things I've said before, even if you think it's not as good. Because it's hard to say. Some of what I say I could say anywhere, some of it not. I think it would really do a lot of people good to hear some of it. It's not at all easy to deal with such a big thing, to work with so much and put it all together. But still, I wasn't afraid to say this very truthful thing. You'll decide whatever else it is. People who hear it should realize that they're listening to something that's about a lot of different things, and they should pay close attention. Also, you shouldn't try to listen to it all the first time, but only as much as doesn't tire you out. If you follow what I say, you'll be better able to see if I say anything that proves what people say about me. I had to say that. Now I have to try to say the truth about myself so people who don't know it will know it. Everything is against me. Even though no one's ever said anything like this about me before and I've never done anything wrong, I'm in as much danger now as if I'd done everything that they say. I'm not at all scared of what might happen to me. But if you're willing to listen, I'm sure that the people who've believed these things will change their minds, and everyone who knew the truth will be even more convinced. But I don't want to make you tired of listening to me talk about this. I'll try to tell you about something else. I think I can easily show you that those people saying things about me are completely wrong. I think you should pay no attention to anything you've heard about me. Don't believe what was said without any proof. Consider me according to what I say. In this defense, please. Really, what everyone should be saying is how good I am at things. Even if I can say things like this about myself, you'll see I've never bothered to before. I've totally kept away from saying things like this. You've heard someone say that I've gotten away with a lot, but that's just not true. Now that that's settled, I think you'll want to hear other things about me. I don't know if that will help me tell the truth here, because it's still hard for me to tell what you think. Still, I'll be frank with you. After all, I've often said that I want everyone to know all about me, and I'd be embarrassed now if I seemed like I wanted to hide anything from you. So pay attention, since you're about to hear the truth. I want to set the highest standards for myself. If what I say makes no sense, I expect no mercy from you, and to be seriously punished if it's not more truthful than what everyone else says. I wouldn't make such a daring promise, except that I'm about to show you. This is how it is. I think that the best defense is one that tells you all that you need to know to think about it, so that you don't end up thinking other things because you're not sure of the truth. If I were talking about something else, you'd have to wonder what really happened, but since I'm talking about me, I think I'll be able to show you the truth. I can't say everything I want here since I don't have much time, but in what I say, you'll see me, and you'll learn who I am through what I say. I ask those of you who've often heard what I have to say not to expect me to say anything too new, or to be bored with what I have to say here. If I was just showing off, you could think this, but since I'm actually in danger, I have to say it all again. So please make allowances. I'm not sure how to arrange the rest of what I say, what to say first and what second. I've lost my ability to organize my words. Maybe I should say things as I happen to think of them. So what occurs to me is this. Please don't believe anything that anyone else has said about me until you hear what I have to say. you must not believe them, but should just compare us and you won't find that I've done anything wrong. I thought if that was the case that people would know, but obviously not. Now instead I, who've never done anyone any wrong, find myself in great danger, as if I did something terrible. I think that I've said enough in my defense about this, but I won't hesitate to say truthfully how I feel about it all. At first I was very hopeful that I could defend myself. I had confidence in what I did and thought I could say valid things about it. But when I saw not only that people hostile to everyone were upset with me, but also that lots of other people were, I feared that they wouldn't see who I am, and that I'd get hurt. After a while, as I began to think about what I should do, I stopped being afraid and upset. I knew that those of you who are fair, to whom I would say these things, wouldn't believe the things people say, but would listen to things that are true. And I thought I could say the right thing to show the truth. Even now I still think this. I'll say the truth even if I sound stupid. I'd be happy to die if I said what I wanted to say and made you think what I think. I'd prefer that to living a lot longer and seeing you treat me like you are now. I'm aware that I won't be able to say what I want as well as I'd like, but I'm trying as hard as I can. When you learn the truth, I know you'll do something about it. If what I'm saying seems strange to you, I ask that you not be annoyed and please make allowances. Understand that unusual people have to say things that are equally unusual. So having tolerated how I say things, please do what you think best. Don't think that what I say to you is different from what I'd say to anyone else. What I say should be the greatest proof for you of my honesty. I'm not showing off or exaggerating, but I don't know how anyone could prove herself more true on the subject of herself. I'm aware that I haven't said enough yet to change the minds of those hostile to me, and I need to say much, much more to make them change what they think now about me. So I'll just keep saying things until I change how they think, or until I prove what they think is wrong. I'm confident that I can make everyone see the truth. All of you here should agree. I thought I could say everything I wanted, but I can't, and can only say a part. In order not to be utterly exhausted while I still have so much to say, I just want to say this. I think I fulfilled my promise. You'll see the truth in what I say if you see what I say beside what other people say. It should be obvious that I'm more honest than them. There's so much more to say, but I'm afraid if I go on too long like this, you'll think that I have nothing to say. If you're willing to hear me to the end, I think I'll prove that people saying things about me are far short of the truth. Something extraordinary has happened to me. I'll be honest no matter what anyone might say. I hesitate to say what I want because it's so different from what other people think. I'm afraid that as soon as you hear it, you'll have a lot to say, but I'll try to say it anyway. I'd be embarrassed if I seemed afraid of the truth. I ask that you not decide ahead of time that I'm so insane that even though I'm in danger, I'd say something to make you angry at me, unless I thought it was consistent with what I've already said. You should think that it's important to hear both sides of the story. I think you're not unaware of that. You have to remember it, and shouldn't believe just what people say about others, but listen to what those other people have to say too. You have to think of people how you would want them to think of you, because you realize that this could happen. Somebody could have to say what I do now, which is a defense against things that aren't true. It could happen to you. You should guard against this so that you don't make that mistake about yourselves. I think that you're not unaware that some people are hostile to you too, while others are as fond of you as they can be. You've never thought of this. You fail to think about your own interests to such an extent that you prefer to listen to those who say things about others than those who say the truth, and you think that those same people who might make others hate you are better than those who wouldn't. If you have any sense, you'll stop this confusion. Although I can think of many other things to say, I don't know how to fit them in. I think that each of the things I'm thinking by itself would be convincing, but if I laid them all out together, it would be tedious, for me and for you. I'm anxious that the length of what I've already said may have made you already feel this way. Sometimes when we want to say something so badly, even if we know we shouldn't say too much, we get carried away. I understand that. But still, I want to keep saying things to you. Although I'm carried away now by my anger, and I've lapsed into saying things that could last for days, I can see that my time is running out. I'm not going to beg you or anything. I'd be embarrassed if I were saved through anything other than what I've said already. Someone is watching you anyway, you know. So I'm not scared. I'm sure I'll live as long as I'm supposed to. That is what I think. I think that whatever you decide will be best. So think whatever you want.